Hey, you gonna go see Shang-Chi? 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 Ah. That intro is gonna make sense to like two people who watch this. Hello everybody, DK Guillotine here, and I just saw Shang-Chi, and the Legend of the Ten Rings is what it's actually called. I'm very pleasantly surprised by this, although also like I was originally not going, like, I was really originally not all that excited for this movie, but then the reviews started coming out, and I started hearing left and right that it was a really great movie, so I started getting really excited for it, and I saw it yesterday, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, I'm just gonna keep calling it that, because I don't care. It was a really fun movie. It was a blast of an MCU movie. A lot of great stuff in that movie. Honestly, probably one of the better MCU movies I've seen in a good while, actually. It had a lot of heart to it. It was hilarious at times. The action was fantastic. The choreography was great. The characters were great. I overall extremely enjoyed myself while watching Shang-Chi. So let's get into this. So I'll start off with all the things I really loved about the movie. First thing I will say about this movie right off the bat, this movie peaks like 10 minutes in with this amazing bus scene, okay? Like, there's this scene, like very early on in the movie, it's a bus fight scene, and it is the best scene of the whole movie. I will spoil that right up front. The best scene of this movie is in the first like 10 minutes. It's so fucking cool. It's so good, man. Everything about that scene is like, it's honestly, it might be one of the best scenes in the MCU. It is so fucking awesome. Everything about it, the fight choreography, the way that the whole thing is shot, the music, the whole underlying score of that entire theme, of that entire scene. Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome. The villains in this movie were really, really, really great. I really like Razor Fist. He was extremely cool. And then, of course, the main villain, the Mandarin, very cool. It was very cool to actually get a real take on the Mandarin and not the one that we got from Iron Man 3, which I was never a fan of. So yeah, I really liked the Mandarin in this. I thought he was absolutely awesome. The 10 rings that he had, his weapons, those were extremely cool. Just the way that he uses the 10 rings, the way they went about showing the power of the 10 rings, man, it was really, really, really cool. They looked like really fucking cool weapons, man. And all the CGI in this movie was on point. I thought it looked really great, just like all the other MCU movies. The fight scenes were excellent. The soundtrack was great. But yeah, the fight scenes were great. I think his name is Simu Liu is the guy who plays Shang-Chi. He was extremely good. All of his choreography was on point. I thought he did a great job overall. He was very likable. I really liked his dynamic with his best friend Katie, who was played by Awkwafina. They were really great together. I actually really liked Awkwafina in this movie. I was not expecting that. I don't tend to like Awkwafina all that much, but she's totally changed my mind. I'm looking forward to seeing her again, because she was absolutely exceptional in Shang-Chi. She was actually really fucking good in this movie, and yeah, I thought she was actually excellent. Those are the really those are the only real characters in this movie. You know, we got Shang-Chi, we got Katie, we got the Mandarin, his mother, there's also the sister. I almost forgot about the sister. She was also really cool as well. I feel like they didn't use her quite as much as they should have, and I will get into some issues I have with the movie in a second here, but I didn't feel like the sister was utilized as well as she could. I felt like they kind of kept throwing her to the side, but she was a cool character overall. I really liked her weapon, she had like a scorpion thing. It was like a rope with like a big old blade on the end of it. So it wasn't like all completely scorpion, but it was kind of, it was really cool. So yeah, I really liked her as well. And yeah, all the characters were really, really cool. And then, yeah, like, once again, the action was great. All the choreography was really great. The set pieces were really great. Obviously, I already said the bus scene is the best scene in the whole movie by far. But all the action scenes, there's one that's like very similar to an action scene from Rush Hour 2. It was actually like extremely similar to a Rush Hour 2 scene. Like, I'm just now realizing how similar that scene was to the scene in Rush Hour 2. It's the one in Rush Hour 2 when after they get out of the nightclub and they go to that big old, there's like that giant like bamboo grid right there, just right outside, and they like climb in. Jackie Chan is like fighting the Chinese chick on there. It was extremely similar to that scene in Rush Hour 2. Like, it was like plucked right out of that scene from Rush Hour 2. So there is that. There's a little bit of copyright stealing in this movie, but it was still a great action scene overall. And they did something kind of fun with it as well. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but they did something with the character of Shang-Chi that made him more deeper than it though. Like, there was this very subtle thing at the very end of this scene that it was a nice touch. I'll talk about it more when I get to spoilers in a minute here, but yeah, it was really, really great. I need a drink. Give me a second. Oh, and the movie was also really funny. I laughed a numerous amount of times. I went to the theater I went to was absolutely packed. I saw this in like super high def, in like super high quality, and the theater was packed. I'm pretty sure every single seat was taken. And yeah, it was really funny. People were constantly laughing and applauding. It was really funny. And yeah, the applause, man, there were some real moments to applause in this movie, like the bus scene, but the whole ending fight scene. Wow, I did not see that coming, and it was pretty fucking awesome. It was really fucking awesome. I really dug that whole ending fight scene. I don't want to spoil it at all because it's not in a single trailer, and oh my god, it was awesome. It was fucking awesome. And the crowd was just applauding every other second with that scene. It was really fucking great. I really liked it. Once again, it was really funny. There was some pretty great jokes in here. There were some jokes that were a little nah, but for the most part, the jokes in here were really fucking funny. Like, I guess I can talk about this one. This isn't a major spoiler for anything. Aquafina keeps bursting out into into Hotel California, and it kind of becomes like a running joke throughout the movie, and it was really fucking funny. So yeah, I thought the humor was overall really great. Also, the whole introduction to Shang-Chi was also really funny as well. I could not stop laughing at that. It was overall really great in terms of, like, you know, the MCU always is kind of good about balancing that comedy with the action. I thought they did that really well in Black Widow as well. But yeah, I thought it was really great in Shang-Chi here. Now let's talk about some negatives, and then we'll go into the spoilers. So negatives, I do have a couple. One, there's a large portion of this movie that was way less interesting than every other portion of it. It starts off extremely strong. Like, the first half of this movie was fucking awesome. But the second half, I don't know, the first part of the second half of this movie was kind of slow and felt like it kind of just like stepped on the brake and went to a screeching halt, if you know what I mean. But then it picks it up at the end. So a minor complaint, but a complaint that I did want to point out. It did kind of feel a little disjointed during that one part. It was overall still fun. Like, it wasn't like unbearable to watch or anything, but it was definitely not nearly as exciting as what came before it. So yeah, all the stuff that came before that scene was way more interesting to what that is, but then again, it rounds back to it in the end. The final scene is also very awesome. So yes, the first part of the second half of the movie was a little slow in my opinion. And once again, another complaint, I already said this, it peaks too early on. Like, the best scene of this movie is that bus scene at the very beginning of the movie. That scene was so fucking awesome, and in my opinion, there was absolutely no scene that topped that bus scene. That scene was the best scene of the movie, man. I cannot wait to watch that over and over again, man. Just everything about that bus scene was so awesome. So, overall, those are my big major negatives. The first part of the second half is a little slow, and it peaks way too early on. But those are really my only negatives. Oh, one more thing. I will say this. The Mandarin, while a great villain, was fucking stupid. Like, I don't mean like he was stupid as in he was a bad villain. I mean, he was genuinely stupid. He was really dumb because he kept falling for the whole thing about his character in this movie is he falls for this dumbass trick, and I guess I bet there's like more to it. I don't know if there's like Eldritchian powers, because, okay, man, well, how do I say this without spoiling everything? Basically, the whole final thing about this movie, the whole final like climax of this movie is made happen because of the Mandarin, and it's for this reason that he won't let up on. You know what? We're just gonna go into spoilers. I don't care, because I can't say this anyway. So spoilers are coming. Here we go. The Mandarin who misses his wife. His wife was like is like the best thing that ever happened to him. He wants her back, and he thinks that she's behind this gate, and she's clearly not. It's clearly just the fucking monsters behind it guiding him there. And there might be some kind of Eldritchian powers going on, and that's why he's coming so far and he wants to get there, because he does not give up on it. He lets the the fucking things out. It really comes off as he's a dumbass, that he just falls for this at the very end, because he was a great villain, and then he just keeps on relentlessly going for this task, and once again, there's probably some, like Eldritchian magical powers going on there that's, like, beckoning him there, and he can't fight it or something like that, I don't know. But it came off like he was a total dumbass. Like, that's what it came off, in my opinion. Because, like, for the first, like, 3/4 of the movie, he was an awesome villain. And then you get to this and you're like, wow, you're an idiot. Like, this is, like, the easiest, this is, like, the most obvious trick ever. And you are just gonna keep falling for it over and over and over again. So, yeah, that was another thing. Let's see, I had another complaint that I want to talk about spoiler-wise, although I can't really remember it. So let's talk about Trevor, because Trevor's in this movie. Trevor, if you don't know, is the old Mandarin, the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, and I actually did not catch on to it for a while. It actually took me a little while to catch on who this guy was, because they introduce him in this dungeon, and he turns around, and the whole crowd just lit up with laughter. And I was like, wait a second, am I supposed to know what's going on here? Am I supposed to know who that is? Who is that? And it took me like 5 minutes to be like, oh, it's the guy from Iron Man 3. Okay, that's pretty smart. So yeah, that was really fun as well. But once again, okay, in my defense, I only saw Iron Man 3 once because I thought it was kind of terrible. I really liked the first half of Iron Man 3. Like, everything from before the Mandarin twist was revealed, I liked, but everything after the Mandarin twist was revealed, I absolutely hated. So, yeah, I've only seen Iron Man 3 one time, maybe twice, but I'm pretty sure I've only seen it one time. I think the second time I saw it, I stopped when it got to the Mandarin twist, because I just don't like that twist at all. It's really bad. And yeah, so that guy is in this movie, and he's in it for a good bit, and it was actually really funny. Like, he was a really fun addition to the movie. He led into a lot of great jokes, and yeah, it was really fun, because I love that it took me so long to figure that out. So yeah, I don't know, that was just a spoiler I wanted to talk about before I ended this off. It's not really a negative or anything. It was a very fun thing to have him in here, because yeah, it was fun to see. I really liked him in Iron Man 3. Like, he was one of the best smart. Like, that scene when Iron Man busts into his mansion, he's just like, bloody hell, don't shoot! Don't shoot! It was one of my favorite scenes of Iron Man 3, so yeah. I really liked the fact that they put Trevor in here and they used him so well. It was really funny, so yeah, overall, I'm sure you guys can tell, I really enjoyed Shang-Chi. This will definitely be one I add to my Blu-ray collection. This was a really fun movie, in my opinion. Like, the action was on point, the characters were great, I love the cinematography, I love the cinematography, I love the choreography, I love the characters. It was a great movie. This is definitely an MCU movie worth seeing in theaters. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, that's all I really got for you. I'll give Shang-Chi I guess an A+, although I'm leaning more towards maybe an A. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give Shang-Chi an A. It was really fun. I would say I did like this a little more than Black Widow. I was a fan of Black Widow. I was a big fan of Black Widow, and I think in the review I gave Black Widow, I gave it an A+, so I'm gonna bump Black Widow down to an A as well, because I do think I enjoyed Shang-Chi a little more, but I don't think Shang-Chi is an A+ movie, so I don't know. I think I was just talking out of my ass, and I was a little high from seeing Suicide Squad and being a little disappointed with it, which has changed if you didn't see my post on that. I watched Suicide Squad again, and I came around to it a little bit more. I thought it was a lot more fun in the second watch, but we'll talk more about that in the Sucker for Steel books when it comes out. So yeah, overall, Shang-Chi was an absolute blast. I would highly recommend going to see this, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. So it was really funny, all the characters were great, it was an absolute blast overall. Go see Shang-Chi, it will definitely be worth your time. Thank you all so much for watching this video, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know all your thoughts on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the comment section down below. What did you think of my review? Did you agree with all the things I said about it? Did you not agree? What did you agree with? What did you not agree with? Leave it all down below. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more DK Guillotine if you want to. But with that being said, this is DK Guillotine, signing out.